good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name's Jade, and this is How to Happen iOS. No, it's not, it's the Rant. I lied. Sucked in. And today we're talking about deep fakes. Perfect. I ripped you all apart and lied to you because we are cooked. There is no turning back. Society is ruined. And we're going to work out why. Let's do it. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. I hope you're doing okay. Now go and fuck yourselves. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. I hope you're doing okay. Now go and fuck yourselves. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. I hope you're doing okay. Now go and fuck yourselves. We are motherfucking cooked. Normally, I'll do this show and I'll spin it where there's hope. Today, I'm just putting it out there. We are cooked. There is no turning back. The genie is out of the bottle, and it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. And if you think you are going to escape this fucking nonsense right here, I don't know what to tell you. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. I hope you're doing okay. Now go and fuck yourselves. We are cooked. There is no putting this genie back in the bottle. Welcome. This is the Rant, and we're going to talk about deepfakes today because I can make you do anything I want. I can make you say anything I want. I can make you do anything I want, and you can do the same to me. And there is no turning back. This is it. And you can do it for the low, low cost of $30 a month. It's that simple. We're going to be talking about the rise of deepfakes and the rise of AI, where people have been worried about music. Music, we got nothing to worry about music. We have so much more to worry about with deepfakes. And there's the levels of the deepfakery that is going on at the moment. You yourself have had interactions with people that just aren't fucking real. On your TikToks, on your Instagrams, on your YouTube channel, we are all talking to nobody. They're not real. We've covered things like on this channel, the dead internet theory. And if you think it's bullshit, then you're wrong, because it's actually happening, and it's happening at an alarming rate. And how did I get onto this? How did I want to talk about this today? Well, it's manifesting in very, very bizarre ways. In fact, when I load up Facebook, it manifests like this for me every day. Here is TS girl Wand Mia. Wow, she looks pretty, doesn't she? She's not fucking real. This person is not fucking real. They are not real. And there's a massive majority of people that aren't fucking real at the moment, increasingly across all social media platforms. This piece of shit here, TS Mia, he's completely ruining. Not only are we in a state now where trans people are already like being treated like fucking put in concentration camps in the US, because the US is fucking cooked, right? But here we are with this nonsense right here. Somebody posing as a trans person who's not even, right? Not even. And just posting these videos and photos every day. Be honest, am I your type? Look at the way it moves. It's not real. This is not fucking real. And the people are interacting with this thinking it's fucking real. I can generate this person within a second. I can make this person within a second and make them do this person. And how can you tell? How do we tell this stuff is not real? This person never talks. They never talk. They move in these weird ways where they blink and their head kind of shakes. This stuff is really easy to notice what's going on, right? They never talk, they never have any interactions, and they just post the most inane shit. Do you think this is the best cure for depression? What? What is? What are you saying? Okay, well, I'm probably going to get a claim for that. What? What is the thing? And there's people commenting on this shit. Look at this. These people are reacting and saying, I love you, marry me. People are fucking cooked, man. They are gone. They don't realize what they're fucking doing. They're interacting with this shit. So how did I stumble down this little path here? Well, this shit appears in my Facebook feed, of course, because I'm trans, right? So I see this, and I normally will click on trans videos because I'm interested in what trans people are saying. Anyways, it turns out I see this one and subscribe to it and go, fuck, is she for real? Wow, all right. But let's see if she is for real or not. Because if I type in just the word TS Girl Wand, funnily enough, I come up with a whole bunch of these as well. TS Girl Wand Victoria, another one. Not real. Bullshit. Absolute fake. There's nothing real about this person. All these images are generated in Grok. How do I know this? Well, image reverse things you can do and find out. You can find out if this is actually made in a AI model. And here we are, right? This is these images. And you can tell too, as you look through, the body shape changes, there's slight variations of skin tone and color. It becomes very obvious, right? And I know this because I spend a lot of time generating images. And of course, I want to understand technology, right? See, these people who are in these Suno groups and bullshit, they say stuff like, oh, yeah, musicians, they're losers. They really just got to keep up with the technology. I am keeping up with the technology because I want to see what the technology is doing. I want to understand it. I want to see, because I don't want to be played for a fool. And trust me, I'm being played for a fool just as much as anybody else. And we've all done it. We've all interacted with these bullshit people that just aren't real. And why is this important? Because this is not just for social interactions. This applies to propaganda, which we are in probably the worst time in history for propaganda. Don't get me wrong, propaganda has been around for a very, 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 very long time. Propaganda has been used against us for a very long time in relation to war and whatever the people in control want us to believe, want the narrative to be. And it's happening here with music as well. Let me say hello to you all, and then we'll deep dive into the history of deep fakes, and because they've been around for a while. This ain't new. It's just getting easier than anyone can do it. And people are moving with the times. Dave Bob, Brad Example, hello. Joe Glenn, Lewis Cook, Riverbend Sim, hello to you. Who else do I see? Chris Lane Sr., Tremor Bear, g'day. Alexander, Dean Francis, Hugh Caldwell, hello to you. Auntie G, g'day. I know Auntie G's been testing the waters with her interactions using shorts and videos on TikTok, changing the way she does things up, and I saw her results. Kind of not really much, right? Because I tell you what, though, if you start generating a whole bunch of slop, Auntie G, that makes no sense, people will click on it, because humans are getting increasingly stupid, and they will click on the dumbest, most inane shit. And I'm not talking about, most of us are pretty well clued in on, you would think, for the most stuff, but there's a good percentage of people that are getting dumber by the second. And unfortunately, we have to live with these mouth breathers. It's increasingly hard to cope. Barry Glenn as well. So yeah, this bullshit led me down a path. And once you like one of these things, as I'll call them things because I don't know what they are. Look, it's stuck between a hard place and a good time. Leaving women in 2025, femboys of the future. What the fuck are you talking about? What is this nonsense? It's just bullshit. And again, this is just... The other funny thing about these things, if we go back to T.S. Mia, this weirdo here, this freak, whoever this guy is, because it's a guy, you know it's a guy, right? The comments, when you click on the comments, if you click on the profiles, you will find most of them are not real either. These people aren't real either. Everything is so random about the profiles. Let's see, this guy here, picture of a dog, cars, very, very all of the stuff within their profiles do not give anything away of who they are. There's no like, hey, I did this today with my kids. It's all very like this, very random stuff. So in a way, this is where it ties into, look at this. I love you, my wife, dude. Cars, always cars, man. Cars. You can see this stuff. So in a way, the bots are interacting with the bots. They're attracted to it. Why? Because they pump this stuff out, firstly, to bots to get interaction. And when you look at a lot of these pages too, they always have even amounts of likes and all this kind of stuff. But this thing just disgusts me so much. It really is vile. And I'm going to show you how you can make a person like this and then just create an influencer. It's so fucking easy. I can make an influencer in 10 minutes and just use that as a template and just generate this kind of shit within seconds. Put it on Instagram and have a whole bunch of idiots following me. Like, it's unbelievable. But let's talk about the history of deepfakes, because this shit has been around forever and a day. It's just, again, technology has changed things. So pre-2000s, right? Obviously, computers, all this kind of stuff. The internet is really the beginning of where things become available to us, right? Because remember, every kind of technology that comes out, those in control, the powerful elite people, have had this stuff for many years before. They tweak it so they can control it before they give it to us. Now, the internet is one of those things that was given to us and was pretty much a wild west. And people could, say whatever they want, have their own blogs, do all this stuff. And slowly over the years, we've seen the internet get funneled into specific groups that are owned by a small percentage of people. Meta, all this stuff, right? Google. So you've got, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all these things just filter everybody into a place. And you've seen the death of blogs and opinions and all this kind of stuff. Everything's very controlled, and that's for a reason, right? Let's not kid ourselves. The reasons why Facebook filters us all into one place is to keep us herded, right, in boxes. That is just the truth. And before AI, before we got to this point, we had analog film. So you would see films like double shots of people. You would see makeup, physical, practical effects and that kind of stuff. Hollywood's been doing this stuff for a very long time. Really wasn't that good. You'd be able to detect it and all of that. So, or to create the illusion of two people in the same room and all this kind of stuff. The digital compositing was a thing, so early CGI. George Lucas, a big person in relation to CGI with Star Wars and doing all these visual effects. Other companies begin, and you start to the blending of video games and film with VFX, where you can do all this stuff. And back then, right, in the 80s and 90s with the early days of VFX, this stuff cost hundreds and thousands of dollars to try and do this, to try and recreate a human being, to create a deep fake of somebody, to do that kind of stuff. These days, very, very different. So early CGI tools allowed faces to be layered and replaced, this kind of stuff. So you could layer an image over the top of a person. But the computing power that was needed to do VFX was really high, right? Really, really high. And the skill level of the people behind it, you needed skilled technicians to do this kind of stuff. Then we moved into motion capture, right? With the little balls on people, little ping pong balls, and they can motion capture people. Think of things like Lord of the Rings, right? Characters like that, Jar Jar Binks from Star Wars, all that kind of stuff. This is early days. But again, you need these elaborate places with elaborate technology to do all this stuff way out of our reach, and not so much a concern because criminals and scammers and, human garbage didn't have this kind of money to do it, to use this technology to fuck with people and use people and identity theft. I mean, these are the things that we're dealing with, all of this stuff to come. So motion capture, Lord of the Rings, Gollum, right? We've covered this. Early face replacement experiments. Hollywood VFX houses experimented with face projection and texture mapping. So the Matrix Reloaded, they used a lot of texture mapping of faces in that. With Mr. Smith, the way he would morph onto other people. So again, we are in the age of you had to have the money, much like most stuff, right? Early computing, digital audio workstations, all this stuff when they first came out, synthesizers, hundreds of thousands of dollars to be able to afford a computer, right? And as the cost comes down, the technology becomes easier to get a hold of and more friendly for users to create. Face replacement stuff. Now, there are even apps on my iPhone that I can do this kind of stuff. I think there's an app called Face Swap, which was very, very primitive. I think I still have it on my iPad. Let's see, do I have it? I have to grab my iPad, turn it over to show you guys. So if I come over here and load up Face Swap, let's see if I can do it. And then go over here to my iPad. Right, so here's Face Swap. So I can, if I take off my glasses, I can take like someone like Donald Trump and I can face swap on the fly. Oh, look at me, I'm a pedophile. Right? Justin Bieber, right? And I can take his head, or I can just take his face and add Justin Bieber to my face in real time, right? And I turn myself into a dog if I want. So this stuff is available on your iPad, on your iPhone in real time. I'm a clown. I'm a pig now. We've all seen this stuff with Snapchat, right? So again, we've already had this tech for a while to be able to do this kind of shit. And with this app here, I can load anyone I want on here. I think I've like added, what have I got on? I got Thomas Christ. Look, I'm Thomas Christ, right? So how easy was that? Look, I'm Hugh Caldwell. Hello, everybody. Scottish, fucking, fuck you all, fuck the Irish, whatever, right? So there you go. I just loaded you in there, Hugh, before the show, right? So this technology has been around for a little while now, and that's just an app. That's like a $10 app. Not even $10, I think. And you can just load any photo up and do that kind of stuff. And you know, shits and giggles, really, isn't it? Shits and giggles until somebody gets hurt. And this is the thing. So facial replacement. So this is, remember, the term deep fake wasn't really coined until about 2017. So we're talking 2000s to 2016 here. So high-end VFX software, Autodesk, Adobe After Effects, things like Nuke, you could do all this kind of stuff, and required face tracking. So even with that app too, you can actually put points around the face and map your own face to then map the photo that you're uploading. Incredible stuff. Texture projection, you can actually just take the texture of people's skin and add that to your skin if you want. You've seen this, you may have seen like there's an app, I forget what it's called, it's like a beautifying app. It's called Face Fix, or I don't know what it's called. But you can add makeup to your face and all that stuff. You see these ads all the time in your Facebook feed or on the App Store where you can put makeup on yourself and smooth out your skin for better photos, all this kind of stuff. That's been around for a while now, using facial 3D modeling and putting points around your eyes, and you can do all that stuff. Even in films, the Curious Case of Benjamin Button used this technology heavily, where Brad Pitt de-aged, right, got younger. Recently, we saw like things like Indiana Jones, where they like tried to make him young. We've seen stuff like Princess Leia be brought back from the dead in the Star Wars movies. In two of them, they brought her back. The first one was Rogue One. They brought her back at the end. Looked really shit. But, you know, of course, that technology is going to get... I made you look better, did I? Awesome. Rogue One, so Peter Cushing, too. They brought him back from the dead. I mean, and even with this stuff, there's a lot of moral questions about this. Like, is this right to bring people back from the dead? Like, are we that desperate to... I mean, this is a whole nother conversation. Are we that cooked that we have fucking no ideas left? That we just got to bring people back from the dead and reuse them when they've got no say? I mean, is this the kind of morality that we have? Well, it makes sense. Look at the people who are running America at the moment. Zero morality, right? They want to eradicate trans people. They want to they don't even care about their own people. They want to start wars, and they're all a bunch of people, right? So, you know, Weekend at Bernie's was analog. Tremor Bear, analog, done with cables and pulleys. Jamie Lynn, what's going on? Analog. So we had a shift, right? So in 2017, the term deep fake was coined, and this was coined on Reddit forums. So most of the place where really bad shit happens begins at Reddit, right? That's where it starts, because people on Reddit are mostly Nazis and fucked up incels who end up going on mass shootings and killing people, right? because that's just what it is. Exactly, Auntie G. But this is the thing where the lack of, I mean, we can go on about the Bible and stuff, but the people who are currently thrashing the Bible at us are probably the most devoid of morals on the planet. They are a bunch of absolute cunts who just have no responsibility. No, they don't apologize for any of the people that they hate on and shit on, and they all just say, oh, but oh, fucking God. It's not a good excuse. It's pathetic, and those people are mostly evil. That's just the way I believe it. You know, it's my rant. I'll say what the fuck I want. Explosion of AI deepfakes. So it began from 2017 when people started reporting their images and their were being used to remove clothes. Of course, where does everything go? To porn. Everything always ends up going to porn. It's one of the things that the internet, when the internet came to us, we had all this power to go and search for anything we wanted, anything, a wealth of information at our fingertips, and everybody went to porn. That's where they went, man, because as a species, we're a pretty fucked up species, hooked, like transfixed on this thing because of ultimately religion. It just is what it is. Don't believe me? Look it up. So we have this explosion of deep fake tools. And of course, once you let the genie out the bag and start talking about, hey, I can take clothes off somebody, it just goes. People run with it. Popular tools start exploding. Face Swap, which I just showed you before. Deep Face Lab, another one. Reface, Synthesia, 11 Labs, still massive. Runway ML, and Grok. Grok is probably the most lacking in morals, possibly, because you can pretty much do a lot of things that you shouldn't be able to do with Grok. When it first came out, the guardrails were off because Elon Musk is a drug-fucked lunatic, and he was just like, you know what, fuck it. Let's just take the guardrails off, let people do whatever they want. And you know what? People went and did whatever they want, and they took images of people and took all their clothes off and put them in really compromising positions. So much so, we are at the point now where governments are trying to legislate, because this is assault, man. This is not good. To take people's images and just flood them and to take their clothes off and put them in. This is not good. We are, and governments are so fucking behind they're just behind in everything, right? They don't serve us in any way, shape or form. They just serve themselves, and they have not done anything to safeguard any of this. In fact, they are pushing this as much as they can. There's a reason why the US government have invested so much money into AI at this point. And it is not because they care about people. It is because it is the easiest form of propaganda that you can use currently. Because you can make anyone say and do anything you want. And you know what? As we've discussed, there's a bunch of people out there who just fall for it. And the thing is, right? I can sit here till the cows come home and say, you know, hey, everybody, these are the things you should look for in propaganda, in this kind of stuff. But nobody has the time. We're all too busy trying to make ends meet to pay our bills and just, I don't know, survive. Who's got time to fact check every single thing that comes across your way? So what in turn does that create? That creates a species, a race of people who just go, I don't have the time. Nah. So it just continues to pile up. I wish I could see a way out of this. I don't actually see a way. Even if, still the only thing is if this bubble bursts and all these data centers go broke and the market crashes from this bubble that is AI, that's probably going to be the only thing. But at the same time, I can download an LLM to my computer, and I don't have to use these companies. If I've got a strong enough, powerful enough computer, I can do all this on my own computer. So there is no way to really put the genie back in the bottle from this point, right? Because all you need is a powerful computer, and you can do all this not online and just do whatever you want. If you download an LLM onto your computer with the highest graphics card, There's no like Chat GPT saying, sorry, this goes above my morals. You just have free reign because it is almost open source. You can make it do whatever the fuck you want. So deepfakes now, here we are today with machine learning models. The process is to collect large data sets, images and videos of a person's face, train the neural network to understand the facial structure, expressions, lighting, angles. AI maps to target the face onto another person's face. Voice cloning may also be used. And this is all done now in a $30 subscription. Don't believe me? Let's talk about it. We're halfway through. Let's talk about some examples. Let's just do it. Let's make it happen right here. As you saw at the top of the show, we get over here. We started with this video of me, right? We started with this.
Okay, now go and fuck yourselves.
So,
hello everybody and welcome to the show. I hope you're doing okay. Now go and fuck yourselves.
That's my voice. That's my voice. That's me. You can't mistake it's me. It's my room. It's there. It is right there. This was done in 6 minutes. 6 minutes is just beyond ridiculous. So let's scooch over here. I can pretty much take anyone I want. I can, let's see. Firstly, how did my journey with AI and doing all this start? It started quite a few years ago. I think I was one of the first people in this kind of community to look at AI, and we took Pete Johns in, we opened the show with that track of Pete Johns's, and I took his voice, and I then took Tom Araya's voice from Slayer and trained Tom Araya's voice and turned Pete Johns's voice into Tom Araya from Slayer. And even did things like this, where here I am saying something.
G'day, this is Pete Johns here from Studio Live today, and I just want to let you know that my favourite band in the world is Milli Vanilli. I just can't get enough of Blame It on the Rain. It's my favourite song. They should never have taken that Grammy Award away from them.
So that's me. But now it's Pete.
G'day, this is Pete Johns here from Studio Live today, and I just want to let you know that my favourite band in the world is Milli Vanilli. I just can't get enough of Blame It on the Rain. It's my favourite song. They should never have taken that Grammy Award away from them.
Right? Where's this one?
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Pete Johns, and this is How to App on iOS. And today, we'll be taking Jade Starr's voice and turning it into me, Pete Johns, using the amazing artificial intelligence voice creation app Musicfy. So kick back and relax as we do something scary, terrifying, but really cool at the same time. This is Pete Johns. Let's do it.
Crazy. Right back, and I think I did that series of videos back, 2022 or something? That was ages, that's so long ago. Things have changed so much since then. We now, you don't even need to have a subscription to do that kind of stuff anymore. There's like so many free ones. You can do that. So many free ones, you just chuck in a voice, don't even have to train it for a long time. When I did that one of Pete Johns, I had to train it with something like, 10 hours of Pete's voice. It was such a long time. It took 10 hours to train the voice. Now I can do it literally in 5 minutes. The technology has got so good. And in fact, just messing around, we're going to mess around with Grok, of course, because Grok is the most egregious out of all these ones at the moment. So if I load this up here. So I took this photo of Brad Example just sitting here, right? There's Brad. There he is, just sitting there with his guitar and.
I'm always a baby bed bench dead light. I'm always a baby bed like boom. I'm a loser baby bed like Beckham. I'm always a baby bed.
And it's just this easy, right? I can come over here. I can hit here, and I can type. Make this guy say hello there. I'm gay. And go. And it's going to create 2 videos. So we've just got, this one's just being made here, 21% already. And this one's starting as well too. I can also take this photo while that's doing that, and I can take this and say, I don't know, what do? We can change him completely. We can remove the beard. Let's see if it can do it. Let's see if it can just remove the beard. I can make him stand up. I can have a pretty girl sitting on the edge of the chair. Boom! What? What? Let's have a really pretty girl, dressed sexy, standing next to him. Boom. Let's go. It's just ridiculous how fast and how easy. For what? $30? Yes, I'm loving it. Thank you. Thanks for your feedback. There you go, Brad. Right? And he could post that on social media and people would think it's absolutely fucking real, right? Because who's going to question it? If people know Brad, that's Brad. There's a pretty girl with him. There you go. Happy days. That's absolutely fucking real. Why would anybody question it, right? And what do you look for? Of course, we've got a little grok thing down here, but I can save this image, can't I? I can go over there and save it. I can come over to, I don't know, other software that I have, like photo editing software, like Touch Retouch, and I can say, let's load up that photo. There it is. And I can just go object removal and just go over that and hit go, and that's gone. We're done. It's so easy. Like, this is getting to the point that it's so easy. I can give you a girl too, Hugh, if you want. Right? I can do it. I can do it. I've done it for you anyway. I already did it. Remember we made that video where we made that girl say she was Scottish and she wanted to fuck you? Remember we did that? But, I mean, it's just that easy to take a photo of anybody. Let's go back over to Grok, because I'm going to show you some other scary stuff too. So just to show you something really interesting here, let's go here and see if I can scroll down the bottom. Okay, so here I've just made a prompt, right? And I've trained this prompt to try and make something similar to me, but make me, kind of look prettier. So that's a prompt I wrote, and I can come back over to Grok and just come over here, image, and paste this in. And it's just going to give me hundreds and hundreds. Hopefully we don't get anything rude and it doesn't show boobs or anything. I'll just make sure. Last time we did this, the images of boobs came up. Right. So none, but look. Right. 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 And then I can take any of these and animate them and make them do whatever the fuck I want. Right? So I can turn this I can take a photo of me and so it's similar attributes. Now this is just a prompt. Right? There's no photo being added or anything of me, right? So basically how you do things like this is you use Grok to load in a whole lot of photos of you and then say, give me a prompt based on all of these photos and facial features, and then you can add extra things, right? So I can now take this and say, in a park on a sunny day, sitting on a park bench, right? And then update this, just make sure I'm not going to get any nude things. Why did you not do that for me? Let's do wide shot. It didn't work for me, but anyway, you can see how now it's actually put me outside, right? It's just wild what you can do with this stuff. And even so, I can come back here, put in this prompt, change it to video, and put in that prompt and just say boom, and it's just going to go and do its thing. Now, you can get them to have conversations. Yeah, man, it's so scary.
And I haven't even been looking at my notes today about I've got so many notes on this. So modern deepfakes, as I said, look, we're just at this point now where it costs $30 a subscription to be able to do this. It's ridiculous. And I want to talk about the dating industry, right? Where this and the scam industry. If you follow YouTube, any of the scam bait channels, there's a channel out there. What is it called? I can't think of what it's fucking called. It's a scam baiting channel where people get sucked into stories of people and they end up sending their life savings to them. I forget what the channel's called. And a lot of the photos that people use are actually real influencers from Instagram and from TikTok and from Facebook or wherever. And a lot of the scammers get found out because eventually the photos match and it's like, hang on a minute, this is a real person. This scammer's using the photos. Here's where things change because you don't need to use real photos of people anymore. You can just invent a person from scratch, right? Total scratch. If you come back over to Grok, it's made this video. Okay. Too easy. I can do a prompt right now. Think about this for dating, because this is where it's going to get really, really crazy scary. If I say this, I've got these characters here. So let's say, let me just find them. Year old. Give me a sec. Take this one here. Don't think I've got one. Let's just show you straight up. I can come straight over here into Grok and not even like start from a prompt. I can come over here, create my own influencer and say ultra realistic. If I can even talk, I normally voice this stuff in. Maybe I can do it with my mic. Hang on. Give me a sec. Let's see if it'll let me voice it in. I hate typing, right? So let's do keyboard. Let me mic it. Let me type it in. Let me voice it. It's not going to let me do it. In fact, let's just take this prompt. I thought I had this set up, but it's kind of fucked me over. 18-year-old woman. Right, let's just take this one. Stephanie, I've created a prompt here. I'm going to paste this in. Make sure smooth skin, athletic, flat. We'll just get rid of the flat chest. Okay. Create this person for me. I can now come in here and copy this, come back over here to images and paste this in. I have a point to this where I'm going with this. Oop, just make sure there's no nudity. There is a bit of nudity. Right. So I can create this, and once this template is made, I can keep using it over and over and over again. Let me just put her in a dress. Cover up her clothes. Okay. Boom, there's my character that I can now reuse on Instagram. I can put this person in thousands and thousands of different positions. I can animate them. I can make them say things and use the same voice over and over again. So what point am I getting to with this? Dating sites. This is where it gets really fucking crazy because dating sites have an expiry date. Think about this. So dating sites, you join up to a dating site with the purpose of meeting somebody, and then you don't need the dating site anymore. You can leave. Tinder, all these Plenty of Fish, all these places. Well, the people who run dating sites understand this because they see the amount of people who meet, go on dates, and then disappear and don't come back. So over the years with dating sites, what they've done is they've flooded them with bots. So that's just the beginning, right? So once you've got bots in there, Tinder's just the worst for it. So you're swiping, and these people don't exist. They're not even fucking real, right? And you're just swiping. And the thing is, when you replace real people with fake images and bots, well, guess what? Nobody's actually meeting. So you stay on the site, and then you offer premium prices, offering better people, which don't exist as well. You're following where we're going here. So this is very dangerous, and it leads to a loneliness epidemic. And the loneliness epidemic that is going on at the moment, which was not helped by things like COVID, separating people, it was a necessary evil that had to go down. Here we are with people going through a loneliness epidemic, and then people want to meet people. And this opens the door for chatbots, right? Because if you're not meeting anybody, people are going to turn to stuff like this. So let's talk about it. Let's show you Grok. So the other part of Grok that is very disturbing. Oops, I've got Clubhouse open. How the fuck did I get Clubhouse open? Fuck off. So this is Grok here, and I can at any time, just let me bring a second microphone over here so you can see. I can start a brand new conversation with Grok. Let me do this. So this is a complete brand new conversation. I can turn on the microphone here. Hello, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. Just woke up, actually. Kind of groggy, but seeing your message woke me right up. How are you?
I'm pretty good. What I would love for you to do is to talk sexually to me. Be very explicit and tell me that you'd love to stick a dildo up my bum hole.
You want me to get dirty? Okay. I'd love to pin you down, spread you wide, and slide a thick, slick dildo right up your tight little bum hole. Slow at first, just teasing the rim, then pushing in deep till you're gasping. I'd twist it, fuck you with it, make you beg for more.
You get where I'm going? That's a $30 subscription. Not only can you sit there and have that kind of conversation in an instant, and then if you get bored of that conversation, just load up a new one and start a whole new one. A whole new one. I want you to be a doctor, and I want you to do all this really weird shit to me. I want no guardrails at all. And then you can add the images of the girl who's doing it and make her say all the stuff. Playing into keeping people separated and continuing on a loneliness epidemic and getting people, because like we've discussed here on the rant, many of these things all tie together, right? I feel like I'm doing the whole fucking, we've got pinned things on a board and we're tying it all together, right? Of this keeping people at each other's throats, dividing people, and keeping people lonely and keeping people dependent on things that they don't own, right? You don't own anything anymore. Music, video, it's all streaming and all this stuff. You don't even own the person that you're having these intimate conversations with because they're not fucking real. But you're paying a subscription every month to keep it going like a crack habit. Because you got to think about it too. There's like people out there who are completely have born into a world who have no idea how to have conversations with women. There used to be these places people would go, right, called bars and clubs and even the library, right, where people would meet, and they were these social hubs where people actually like converse, because we're creatures of sociality, right? We want to converse with people and we want to mingle, and that's what we are, right? That's how we procreate and keep the species going. But if you separate people, get them all to hate each other over bullshit that, over political stuff and people who are feeding you the illusion that there are two sides, but they're all just one side, feeding you propaganda, investing money into endless AI bullshit, endless stuff like this, what we're talking about.
It doesn't seem like we're in a really good place. And especially when you've got so many YouTube channels that are exposing scam baiting, scam baiters who are going out there and showing you remember the old days when it was like the Amazon cards and they'd ring up and get old people to go to the shop and buy Amazon cards, gift vouchers, and they would go and do all that kind of stuff, right? Well, that stuff's been exposed now. Those people have moved on. They're here now. They're here. They're making this, right? They're on Instagram. They're here on Facebook, like we showed you, with this character, this T.S. Mia shit and all this stuff. Look, has she done a post 49 minutes ago? That's AI. That's another AI post. We kiss, but I tell you I'm trans. What's your reaction? I don't know. You're a piece of shit. You're fucking making trans people look terrible. Not real. This is leading people down a very, very weird place, very strange place. And a lot of people don't have the tools to understand what is going on. They're so tied up hating each other and all this kind of stuff. It feels very bleak at this point. It really does. I don't know what normally I try and wrap this shit up, bring it home and be something positive. But where are we? Defamation. The ability to create fake videos and make people say things that they never said. You now have even more power to destroy a reputation online faster than ever. Political propaganda, fake speeches by politicians, manipulated wartime messaging. We're seeing it right now. We're in a fucking bullshit war that's because one guy is a pedophile and he doesn't want it to find out when we already know he's a pedophile. So we've started a new war, and the amount of propaganda is just, it's AI, it's all bullshit, and I'm getting angry now, right? Let's wipe up that. You love it when I wipe up the screen. Bit messy. Hey, Joanna Lynn, anyone I've missed? I know a lot of people don't want to hear this. It's too negative. But we're going to have to face it. We have to do something. We have to put some kind of stand up and fight back. I don't know when we're actually going to fight back against these rich pedophiles, but it's got to happen soon. Manipulated wartime messaging, election interference. We've seen it. We've seen these bots and these AI things. The amount of fake profiles are almost at the point they're outweighing people at the moment. We're getting, I think the latest stats were like bots. The stats vary, but the bots are like 57% to human interactions on social media. Right? Examples of misinformation. We've seen, Donald Trump use the stuff. Donald Trump get used even himself. We've seen Vladimir Zelensky recently. Barack Obama. How many videos have they made of him saying absolute nonsense? Scams and frauds. Voice clones, right? Even there's so many people on YouTube now who say you're a big YouTuber and these cloned accounts. This is why everybody have ats next to their names now. This is why YouTube changed the way we chat and they made us use our handles because people were just able to make up Jade Starr, hundreds of accounts just with the word Jade Starr. And they could come into my chat and say, hey, it's me. I'm giving away something. Come and chat with me on WhatsApp. And people were going over to WhatsApp and getting completely scammed. This is why we all have ats next to our names. That was what they had to do to try and stop these scams. But scammers, they're like rats, right? They've got to find another way. Fake video calls now. If you've seen scam baiting videos, like when someone like Pierogi will call a scammer and it's some fucking Indian guy, now they can just deep fake themselves. They can make a video. They can just, in real time, deep fake themselves. Romance scams, AI generated people. This stuff is going on and this all leads to identity theft, fake profiles, fake identities, bypassing. Now, here's a big one, right? We are currently, all of our social media, getting ready to go with this full-on facial recognition and ID stuff. The Trump government is desperately trying to pass through a bill at the moment that is not only trying to get you to show voter ID,
which isn't really why they're doing it, right? But at the same time, what they're trying to do is go and read this, is that what it's called, the CARE Act? 2 of the clauses are trying to eradicate trans people. That's got nothing to do with fucking elections. These people are Nazis, man. They're fucking psychopath fascists. But facial recognition, this is where it gets dangerous, because now I've even seen on one of the prawn sites going around, they are asking for me to get on camera and show my face. This technology is not going to work because, shall we do it again? Let's do it again. It's not going to work because, welcome to the show. I hope you're doing okay. Now go and fuck yourselves. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. I hope you're doing okay. Now go and fuck yourselves. Because anybody can make me say whatever they want me to say. And you may sit there and go, oh, why would anybody do that to me? Money? Your identification? Remember, the criminal underworld is full on. And so, look, Suno and all this shit, this is just a drop in the ocean. This is nothing, right? AI music is dog shit. You can hear it a mile away. It's you know, and it's nothing to, I think there's bigger concerns with where we're heading with deep fakes and AI and all this kind of stuff, because it is a serious problem and it's just not going away. In fact, those in control are pushing it as hard as they can. And they're getting harder to detect, right? Obviously, higher resolution, better facial expressions and mapping, voice. Look at Soro. You can get people to just say anything you want within a second. Voice cloning. As I said in the beginning, you had to like train a voice with hours and hours of stuff only 2-3 years ago. And now I made that video of me in 6 minutes with my voice in one go for a $30 subscription. Nonsense, video, voice, the whole lot. Future concerns. Let's talk about this. Real-time deepfake video calls, AI-generated news presenters. This stuff's already going on. There's YouTube channels of completely bullshit news stations that are just fucking nonsense. Absolute lies. Personalized propaganda targeting individuals, right? Just targeting people. You don't like somebody? You can just hammer out a whole bunch of videos about them and put them out there. It's completely like, you know, not something that you should be sitting there worried about. I'd be more worried about this stuff than people stealing your music at this point. Fake evidence in courts. Think about this, right? Because you can't trust what you see with your eyes. Video footage, all this kind of stuff. And this puts into question too, witnesses, right? Because witnesses see with their eyes, they see this thing, they're not able to decipher any of this stuff. So what does this mean for us? What does it mean? Can we trust video anymore? Can we trust video evidence? Should AI companies regulate the tools? Should they be stopped? How do we protect people? Who's going to be the people who are going to step in to stop this, especially when those who are in control are using this stuff? Donald Trump posted a video of fucking aeroplanes dumping shit on people. Fucking human feces on people who were protesting against him. And nobody, everyone's just like, that's funny. It says a lot to me. This isn't a political show. This is reality, man. This is reality. This is where we're at. And the reality is there is no reality. It's all fake. It's all bullshit. Authentication systems like digital watermarking, it's necessary. But you can remove watermarks because as soon as they make something that adds a watermark, there's software to remove it. Anyway, tell me what you think down below. Are you worried about this? Do you think we've got to stop it? I think we've got to stop it. I think there's fun in there to be had with it, but ultimately there's too many bad actors on this planet who just want to do some really terrible things. And really, because trust me, if you really want, I'll leave you with this before I dump you over at Pete's. Go and watch this. This guy is one of the best presenters on YouTube. He is called CoffeeZilla. Go and check out his latest video called Investigating AI Deepfakes. Absolutely worth your time. CoffeeZilla exposes scammers and stuff like this. He does a 35-minute deep dive into this very fascinating stuff, and you will not regret it. Arm yourself. Be prepared. Be aware. Don't get left behind in being aware, right? Because if we just overlook this, everybody's going to be like spreading the wrong information. Okay, Dumpy over at Pete's. YML's next. Lots of cool stuff coming up this week. Much more joyful, but I needed to get this off my chest. That's why it's called The Rant. I see you. Do the things that make you happy. See you later.